Hi everybody, welcome to Orange Middle School. We're so happy to have you. It's going to be a very different year, but we're going to have a great year.
Hi, I'm Miss Janegi, Assistant Principal at Orange Middle School. If you're in 7th and 8th grade, I met many of you in the previous years and actually have gotten to build a really good relationship with you, and I continue to look forward to doing that. Our new 6th graders, so excited to welcome you into school this week. You're going to experience a lot of great things today, get to know our building, and kind of learn the Orange Middle School way. As we all, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, experience these next 3 days, we know that there's a lot of unknown out there. But one thing we want to make clear to all of you is that we are stronger together. We are better together, Orange Middle School. If we support each other, believe in each other, and really emphasize our 3 character traits of empathy, unity, and leadership, we can accomplish anything. And that's, at the end of the day, is all that matters. If you believe in yourself like we believe in you, we are going to make some great things happen here at Orange Middle School this year. As you go throughout your days today, you're going to learn a lot about the building and a lot about our new procedures and protocols. Please don't let these things overwhelm you. The most important thing is that you are back with us and we are seeing each other, we're helping each other, and most importantly, supporting each other. We will get through all of this. We may make some changes along the way, but we're here for you, and we've got this Orange Middle School because we will continue to be the positive change.
Here at Orange Middle School, what does it mean to be a trailblazer? A trailblazer is one who sets their own course and determines their own fate through passionate empathy for others and the world around them. A trailblazer seeks unity in all things and for all people through unwavering leadership. Go set the trail on fire.
You will see that students are appropriately social distancing even when outside. This day, we're going to work a little bit on making sure that we know how we can keep good social distancing. It's approximately, if you put both your arms out and you're not touching your neighbor, you and your neighbor having their arms out, then your social distancing space is appropriate. In this video, you're going to see what it looks like when you come in from the buses on bus arrival. When you come in from bus arrival, again, you're going to have good social distancing, and there will be 6 buses that are assigned to go into the teacher entrance. There will be additional buses assigned to come into the main entrance, and then there will be buses assigned to come into the athletic entrance that you will all see on your first day. When you're coming in, it's important again that you have good social distancing. Your bus driver will help dismiss you off that bus, and then that you walk down the yellow safety lines. Each of these spots will be filled by a bus, and then that bus will not pull out until that lane is clear. So it's very important, and teachers will be out there to help you, that you do that. Notice as students are walking in, they're taking a good pace, they're not getting bunched up, and then they get into the school. As soon as you get into the school, then you head immediately to your first class period. So that's going to be Core 1 for most of you, and then your UAs for 8th grade. So you stay to the right, we'll have multiple doors open, and then you'll have a great day. In this class, you will see that Mr. Green is ready to teach his class. We have Mr. Schoaf that's a little bit distracted and talking to Mrs. Rogers, but Mr. Green does a great job of redirecting Mr. Schoaf and he gets back on task. There will be lots of class participation this year, and you're going to work together well. Even in this new situation, we're going to get through it together. The important part is that when you are finished wiping down your desk and chairs, then you push your chair in and you wait at your desk or your table until your teacher dismisses you. Once all that has happened and Mr. Green has gone through all of his class and handed all of his students the wipes, then he will then take a moment to dismiss each student. And when you are dismissed, we are asking that when you leave a class that you always travel down to the right. We're going to have one-way traffic hallways this year with a divider in the middle to help you, and then you will take a right as soon as you come out of class. So no left-hand turns. Each teacher is being dismissed to help keep appropriate social distancing, and then they travel down the hallway until they get to their next class. When you get to your next class, you just turn into your class and you go that route. In a second here, you're going to see another student that was dismissed last. Thank you, Mr. Flory. And he's going to, when he gets down to his classroom, he is going to go through the barriers where there's a nice opening for you to get through, and then you can go into that class. The important thing is that we remain social distancing so we don't have to have one-way loops all the way down the hallway. As you've gone through the day, you have now seen a lot of policies and procedures that we're going to use throughout the school. I want to talk a little bit about what is your purpose, what's your legacy, and what I mean about that is, what kind of footprint are you going to leave in Orange Middle School by the time you leave the end of your 6th grade, 7th grade, or 8th grade year? Does that mean that you're going to leave a mark of kindness and you're remembered for all the caring and loving things that you do, or the helping hands that you give to others and helping our community and making our school better, our whole entire community better? The biggest focus is that we want you to be you. You do you. Who cares what other people say? How much weight do we give the negativity that people give us? There are things, unkind things people say. Maybe say things about what we're wearing, or who our friends are, or what kind of music that you like. If you like 60s music, 70s music, 80s music, rap, country, Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, you do you. Keep liking your music or enjoying the things that you like to do. Don't listen to others. And what we're trying to say here is that we're all better together. And sometimes people have a bad day. Maybe they've come to school and they didn't have breakfast in the morning. Not because they didn't want to, because maybe they were running late, or they simply just don't have breakfast food in their house. So we want to treat everyone with kindness. Put ups, not put downs, because you don't know what my day might be like. We want to get through this together with our empathy, our unity, and our leadership. Being a true trailblazer encompasses all three of those things that you saw earlier. You matter to us, and we all matter to each other. We have to support each other and lift each other up. We want to unite. This is perfect right here, and we're all together as one. Believe in each other, support each other, and lift each other up. As you travel through Orange Middle School, there are things that are really going to impact you. Some things you might even be fearful of. We're going to get through those things together, like what was it like to even become a middle schooler? How's school going to be through a pandemic? We will lift each other up and we will solve things together. We challenge you to be the positive change, and you do you. In this video, you will see your teacher and students participating in class. This video, the class is coming to an end, and as these students are listening to their teacher, we have a little procedure on how you're going to clean your desk and be dismissed for class. Mrs. Klein is going to walk over and she's going to start dispensing these wipes that we're asking you to come up with a plan with your teachers on how to appropriately sanitize your desk and chairs. Has to go get the paper towels and the spray. She will thoroughly spray down the table and chairs, and then that has to have a 3-minute wait time. So instead of students cleaning off the tables and chairs right away, at this point, you will just push in your chair and you will wait until you go to your next class to wipe down any table or chairs that might have been sprayed down there. When we have the spray on the chairs and tables, and then when you get to your next class, we'll wipe that down. Just a little bit difference between each thing, but we'll work it out together and you and your teachers will come up with an amazing plan. When you continue to watch this video, now you will see students are transitioning to lunch because Mrs. Klein's class happens to be right before lunch during this day. Each student is dismissed appropriately. Uh-oh, Mrs. Foster, she left before she was dismissed, so she had to wait, but she did a great job of being redirected and then waiting her turn. When that last person leaves class, you are all transitioning together down to lunch. Again, the sole purpose of this is for us to keep appropriate social distancing. When you go down to lunch, we have some students who might do what we call the helicopter, and that's just basically putting both arms out to make sure that we're keeping appropriate social distancing. Students check themselves, they make sure that they're traveling at a good speed, not too slow, not too fast, obviously. And then as they get to the stairway, this stairway is known as the 7th grade stairway. However, this year it is going to be the down stairways only. You are to only travel down this stairwell. This is not an up one, so it's a one-way stairwell, again, to help us with traffic and our social distancing. As they transition down the stairs, again, we're always traveling to the right. So when they get down the stairs, they're going to travel to the right and then head on down to the lunchroom. Once you are seated and your cafeteria teachers are ready to dismiss you to go get your lunch, you will notice they're going to dismiss you by rows. So there's rows of tables, and then there's rows of seats. The rows will be numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then there's a couple additional rows there as well. When you are dismissed to go get your lunch, you will simply travel now to the back wall and then line up on the wall with our big trailblazer traits where you see our mission, vision, and values. When you're lining up on each of those spots over there and the next row is being dismissed, you will see that there are social distancing stickers on the floor so you can appropriately social distance yourself on each sticker. As Mrs. Klein got to the front of the line to get her lunch, she's waiting patiently to be able to go in. Your cafeteria teachers will help you when you're going through this process. Each teacher now has their lunch, air quotes, and they're going to come back and find their assigned seat. When you find your assigned seat, you're obviously allowed to go ahead and then take off your mask at that time so then you can eat your lunch. Notice that there are barriers between each seat and table. They're set up kind of like a zigzag motion to give you more elbow room. We ask that you do not move those barriers as that will take a lot of time. If you accidentally move it, that's okay. We'll take care of it with the next class dismissal, but we're asking that you try to keep your hands off of those dividers for your group. Students, as soon as you sit back down, you can start eating. These students are being very patient and waiting for each other, but you are more than welcome to go ahead and start eating your lunch right away.
So we're going to talk about a few things here. I just kind of want to review some of the things that we've already talked about, that you've already seen, especially about safety and the protocols you're going to be using. Number one, when you first get up in the morning and you get ready for school, if you're not feeling well, and especially if you have a fever over 100 degrees, do not come to school. We're not going to be mad at you if you have a day that you miss with attendance. Do not worry about that at all. We want to make sure that everybody's safe. Practice, practice, practice. Social distancing. Use the helicopter method, all the way around, helicopter. If someone can touch you, you're too close. Also, wearing a mask. It's going to be so important that you wear your mask every single day. The teachers will be wearing them, I'll be wearing one, Mrs. Janegi will be wearing one. If you ride a bus, you're going to have assigned seats on the bus. This is really important. The reason why you have assigned seats is that if we do have a case of COVID, that they have to contact trace back to the people who are there. So if you were close to that person, you didn't have a mask on, and you were there for more than 15 minutes, you could have been exposed. So we have to know exactly where people are so we can help them figure this out so that we can make sure everybody is safe again. 3 drop-off spots for the buses. The gym door, the main doors, and then the north door by the teacher parking lot. And we're going to go over those things when you're in school to kind of understand that. That's the drop-off spots. The pickups will be in the main parking lot where it's always been. Once you get to school, you are going to be required to wear your mask. You're going to be required to wear it on a bus also. You're going to go directly to your first period class. There's no more hanging out in the auditorium or the atrium. There's no more hanging out in the cafeteria. You are welcome to go down to get a grab-and-go breakfast, but you have to eat that in your classroom. You're going to be assigned seats also in your classroom. So when you go to classrooms, this is going to be a little bit different. A lot of times you're able to choose your seat whenever you wanted to and sit kind of wherever you wanted to. But you'll probably be able to choose your seat in your classroom, but you're going to get an assigned seat, and you have to stay in that seat unless obviously your teacher moves you for different reasons. But you want to make sure that we're staying safe. You won't have any lockers either, so you're going to carry a book bag. Make sure you have a good book bag. Make sure you have one that's got some padding in it for when you put a computer in there. It's going to be really important. And also, you'll put that book bag just right on the back of the chair in the classroom. All right. Also, when you exit the classroom in the building this year, we're going to move everything to the right. Over the years, you've practiced always staying to the right in the hallways, but when you exit every classroom, you'll go to the right to start with. Then you'll see there'll be there's some barriers in the middle of the hallways. There'll be a break at every door. At that break, you can turn left and get back into the line to go back the other way to stay in the right-hand side. We'll practice that, you'll learn it, and you'll be fine. The other thing you have to remember, without lockers, you have a lot more space in the hallways. During lunch, you'll also have assigned seats. We're going to let you get down there and find the person you want to sit with or sit by. Again, we won't be specifically right next to each other. You'll have an empty spot. You can put your book bag on that spot. There'll be plexiglass in between each person. So make sure you pick the right people to sit by. You only have about 6 total people per large table. So that's kind of how you can talk to about that many people. So kind of think about the people you want to sit by, and make sure they're the right people, because if you do get moved, you're going to be sitting in a spot that you didn't choose for a while. At the end of the day, we've got 2 ways we're going to release, or 2 times. So 2:45, which is the end of the day, all of our even number classrooms are going to exit the building. So I guess half the kids here out at 2:45. 2 minutes later, at 2:47, we're going to exit the people who have odd numbers. That way we can help with the flow. Your teacher's going to walk you out. It's going to help you get out, and we're going to do it in a very orderly fashion. A few more things to remember. We're going to get through this. Don't worry. We're going to get through this. I feel all the same feelings that all of you feel. It's like an emotional roller coaster. It's like up and down, but I promise we're going to get through this. Please do not share things with each other. Don't share your bag with anybody. Don't share pencils with each other. Clean, clean, clean. Wash your hands all the time. Clean your tables and your chairs. Social distance. The helicopter. Remember? Do the helicopter. And wear your mask. Wear your mask at all times. You'll have a couple breaks during the day. Your teacher will let you have a couple little breaks and when you're eating. So we'll wear that mask. That's probably the most important thing.
In this video, you will see bus dismissal. Students are coming out. They're still staying good social distancing. If you're able to get over to the right, that would be great. We're going to dismiss this year by room numbers. And what I mean by that is at the end of the day, if your room number ends in an even number, then you will be dismissed as the bell rings. If it's an odd number, then we're going to dismiss your class 2 minutes later. And plenty of time for everyone to get on the buses. Please do not feel rushed getting out to buses. We will not let the buses leave without you. They're really good about getting everybody on. And then we start proceeding. And you can see the students, they have their certain assigned buses that they know where they are. After your first day, your bus will be parked in that spot each and every single day. So each spot is numbered for the bus drivers, and that helps you know exactly where you need to go. You will see that the students do walk down to the yellow line for safety reasons, and then they cross until they go to their next bus. So they're headed their way, and they get on the bus number that they realize that is theirs. So we have some students, looks like, yep, waving to their bus driver, getting on their bus, getting on bus number 8, and waiting patiently as they go. And then you can see that Mrs. Great's bus is the next bus. So she's going to walk by on the right, staying her good social distancing until she gets to her next bus, while the other students are appropriately waiting that social distancing to get on their seat. Each student hesitates and waits until they are told to get on and make sure that they're getting on. Your bus driver will also have assigned seats for you, and then you'll get on where your normal seat is. If you notice there, Wilming just put on some hand sanitizer as she got on that bus. So there's hand sanitizer everywhere in the building and even in transportation. On this side of the building, we will also have bus dismissal. Teachers and students will be coming out of this door, and your teachers will assign what doors they want you to come out at the end of the day. And so they're just social distancing. They're staying on the sidewalk rather than cutting through the grass, because we would have a huge path worn through there if we did that. So they're staying on the path and keeping their social distancing. When you're getting waved across, we do ask that you go directly over to the yellow safety lines again and then walk down that path until you get to your bus.
In closing, so we've talked about all these different things, all these protocols, all the changes. What's really important is that we have to think about others and ourselves too. But I want to end with a little story about thinking about others. This whole story goes, and some people may have actually seen this before, about starfish. There's this guy, he's walking along this beach, and there are thousands and thousands of starfish washed up on the beach. And he's throwing them back in. And there's this other guy who kind of sees him. It looks like the guy's just doing this kind of a dance. He's like reaching down, picking up starfish, throwing it back in. Thousands of starfish. And the one guy who's just kind of watching, he looks at the guy and he stops him. He says, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And the guy's like, "Oh, all these starfish are up here on the beach, and if they don't get back in the water, they're going to die." And the guy's sitting there holding the starfish, and the other guy says to him, he goes, "You can't possibly make a difference. You're just throwing one back in at a time." And the guy holds up the starfish in his hand. And he goes, "I make a difference for this one," and he throws it back in and goes and grabs another one. So always think about what you're doing is going to help out others. Just like the guy with the starfish, he's helping out others one at a time. And think about that. Keep helping out each other, and we've got this. Don't worry. Go Trailblazers.
Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. People done gone crazy. People done gone mad. People done forgot the superpowers we all have. We were born to love, not hate. We can decide our fate and look for the good in everyone and celebrate all our mistakes if there's a silver lining. You still have to find it, find it, find it. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone needs sunshine. Everyone needs rain. Everyone is carrying around some kind of pain. I see who you are. You're just like me. I see you're searching for a purpose, guided by a dream. I see who you are. I'm just like you. I get lost sometimes and I forget what I came here to do. I keep on trying, when it gets frightening. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone. Everyone is named Everyone gets mad sometimes, and maybe they should. Look for the good, look for the good. Yeah, look out for all the heroes in your neighborhood. Look for the good, look for the good. Life sure would be sweeter if everybody would. Look for the good in everything. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everything. Look for the good. Look for the people who will set your soul free. It always seems impossible until it's done. Look for the good. Look for the good. Look for the good in everyone.